the buzz. Not a lot here. I just need this shirt in every shade of neutral and at least 2 of each color. Because I love this material. I wish I could have music and Ghost Radio app and video going at the same time, but I can't. You think, with all the technology that exists today, you think I'd be able to run 3 apps at the same time? I don't think the camera even counts as an app. What's up with that, Apple? Gosh, my hair's so long. Really? There's not, I can just pull a few, no. Like, there's nothing to do out here because I don't even have internet, so I'm like I feel like I'm camping, very luxurious camping, but there's no like running water, and I have to go in the house to like use the restroom and fill up water bottles, and like I find myself constantly like having to bring dishes and things like that back and forth. But once I have a sink in here for art, studio purposes, as well as a working bathroom, life will get a lot easier. Maybe one day I'll even have internet and I won't have to film myself just to have something to do. Hopes that something interesting happens. I mean, I have it on my phone. It doesn't use Wi-Fi, but once again, can't do anything else. You're filming, so recording, filming. I wonder how Fashion Week's going for people. I haven't been too up on things lately, but primarily because, yeah, I don't have internet out here, and also haven't really looked too much. It's hard to do things on your phone too. I don't know. It's a nice break in some sense. I don't know if I've had so much of a break, but break from just being on top of it. I'm knowing everything that's going on though. Probably like the opposite time when you should. I never know what to do with my legs because the coffee table's like about a foot away. It's just not like real good. But I'm sure it's possible to figure it out because but I also don't care that much. Devil, Lord of the Gates of Matter. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Thrones of Earth. Just doing it upright, not looking at it. Dots, Capricorn, Earth sign. Eight of Wands, Lord of Swiftness. Mercury and Sagittarius. Magnus, or the Hermit, Magnus of the Voice of Light, 9. Whichever. A lot of insights the other night. I was going through this deck. I hadn't looked at it for a while. Just different names it has. Cards. Princess of Swords. Princess of the Rushing Winds. I was watching some dev files and it was like, the medium was like, yeah, there's this girl coming up behind me, talking about like a ghost or something. She's like about to rush me. She said that specifically and I just thought of that came up. Seven of Cups, Lord of Illusionary Success. Also Venus and Scorpio. It could be just whatever cloud's hanging over your situation. Queen of Pentacles again, Queen of Thrones of Earth. Or just seeing, like I was thinking earlier, like different scenarios and not knowing which one is real. Talking about matter, or which one matters, which one is good for you, or something like that. So it is Cups, Seven of Cups, and can be smoke and mirrors and like illusion or dream, or you're in my dream kind of thing, or hypnotize. You're unbelievable. Another translation, because he's like, seen past a certain distance. Picturing something in your mind's eye. Just think of options. Seeing what stands out to you. I think it's some sort of game too, but I think a lot having to do with like not knowing which scenario to sort of maybe rely on or go off of, or that kind of thing, or what to pick. Not sure if something is for real or not, because a lot having to do with Saturn, and Saturn tends to be like, I think of in that anti-hero video, which my Saturn in my 5th house, I've always said is like 1 degree, you know, in the 5th house can sometimes be in just a lot of playlists I've used. It's the context of a younger sort of energy of like college time, or maybe younger than that, because oftentimes like we'll play like I've got 5 on it when I pass like a bunch of like middle school girls walking to like 7-Eleven after school, and yeah, or the Spice Girls, or you know, anything like that. But and then of course at all stages of life, because it doesn't just, you know, keeps going, it just applies in different ways. But what was I saying? Went off on a tangent, and Saturn being like if in the sense of college or something like that, and Saturn being the one that organizes things and like kind of leader, kind of follows that. Something about the degrees doesn't, I don't know if this always applies or whatnot, but it something like the lowest degree in the house, and like a lot of conjunctions kind of takes, when there's a lot of kind of fighting going on, is like who's gonna lead. Is she, I think she said in one video, like versus the air trine where they can see each other. You can think of them always sitting around like a round table. You can see each other clearly, versus conjunctions where one planet tries to lead, and that happens to be like Saturn being the lowest degree one, being sort of like a sorority house leader, or just kind of like dictator, but on like a, you know, college level, or like within the creative house of the 5th house, or like, you know, so how does that, you know, and she's in the mirror, it's her, she's looking in the mirror, which is the ascendant, and Saturn coming up behind, because that's my 6th, 7th descendant house as representation, but that kind of like smirk and like, haha, I got you, or like, I see a weakness or something like that, or I have a lesson I can teach you, or like, ooh, I got under your skin, kind of like, I always kind of sort of picture whenever Saturn comes up, like, haha, I tricked you, I got one over you, because you are still confined to your like human way of looking at things, instead of like being open-minded to like all the other ways that the devil can be thought of. One astrologer talked about being the entrapment of form, and how the devil, or Mara, Buddha appeared in all these different forms to Buddha, and how we need to like see beyond our own ideas of and attachments to form, to association of spirit, to the way someone looks or something like that, and like testing you through like appearing in all these different forms and people, and like going like through people in a sense, because I see people do that exact same look, where they like are weird about something, and you're just like, what is this person, you know? And then they just like kind of stand there like, you're just like, what the, creepy as fuck. But yeah, so that's my 1 degree Saturn. That's kind of the like take charge of like a group initiative kind of situation, maybe like organizing who's going to do what within some sort of creative project, maybe, because it still is like 1 degree. It's not exactly like the anaretic degree, which is 29, the end of the cycle. But an anaretic degree is also, maybe it's 15 too. We're like, yeah, again, you've been through the entire sign, so you have a lot of experience in a sense, and kind of tired by the end of the 30 degrees in that sign, versus being 1 and you're still young energy, but it's within the Saturn context of discipline and lessons, and like, so it's like combine the two, and it's like probably sorority house leader who's a little bit bitchy, you know, and a little bit bossy. But that's just like my objective and like completely detached view of my like birth chart. I mean, I can see how some parts relate to me, but, and maybe not at all times or just within certain dynamics, but like, yeah, it's kind of funny to look at in sort of retrospect. 10 of Pentacles, Lord of Wealth, Mercury in Virgo. And why did I get on the whole like anti-hero Saturn? And just wanting to know what's real, especially since like the places that I have Earth energy, either there's no planets or it's like Saturn, which represents, yeah, Saturn, Earth signs, or is linked to Earth signs in a fire sign, or Neptune in Capricorn, so it's still that like dreamy, watery, daydream delusion meets like daily, regular reality, harsh life. And Moon in Taurus, it covers the 3. And Virgo, I mean, and progressed moons in Virgo. And if you, depending on how you look at midpoints, my midpoint would be, it's probably more so Pisces. And Moon in Taurus, where I always said it connects to the senses, at least, you know, like watery, emotional, and like Taurus, and like sensory. But then I came across that video where it's like, says that our senses aren't even really real. So there's not a lot of like, I'd say, at least looking at my chart objectively, Earth traits. However, if you like combine signs like you would like 2 fire signs or fire planet degrees, like it makes an air sign. So, and my progressed sun is Capricorn. It's a Capricorn sun at 12 degrees. So I feel like a lot of that sort of, you know, past, present, and future all kind of blends sometimes. Maybe we get little glimpses of how we'd feel about a situation being a future version of ourselves or something, you know? Just maybe elements of time and moments are kind of somewhat, in some places, interchangeable or exchangeable or something, or I don't know. But yeah, Queen of Pentacles and King of Wands, 8 of Wands, Lord of Swiftness again, Taylor Swift. 8 of Wands is again communication down to the wire. Maybe like King of Wands, Prince of Chariot of Fire, having a lot to do with money, wealth, Lord of Wealth, 10 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, maybe some sort of, yeah, smoke and mirrors, wire fraud situation, or messages coming through from, okay, this is like separate, I'm like jumping around from context and scenarios, but so that's one thing. But then going back to like birth chart things, maybe like Capricorn up there and like Taurus sending messages down to 5th house, Mercury, relaying things over. So we're saying like Mercury, Magician, and Virgo by Mercury, sending messages, swiftness, and Virgo being an earth sign, like some overlap there. Earth and air. But it's all how you look at it, because I mean, like, you could say that you look at Neptune and Capricorn and be like, oh, it's like delusion meets reality and they must have a hard time. Or you could be like, oh, well, that person's a really smart person. They were able to capitalize on their daydreams and fantasies and ideas that turned into great screenplays or something like that, or ways of, you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily dictate how you'll utilize it. Right? These are just, you know, basic trait characteristics sort of quickly combined so that it's like overall, or overview, I guess, but like just quick assessments of what could possibly be, and then whether that is or not is for you to answer and test out. So, anything else? The star, daughter of the firmament, and Ace of Pentacles, Lord of the root of the power of earth, and Temperance, daughter of the reconcilers, Fortitude, daughter of flame, Hangman, spirit of the mighty waters, one last important message, maybe. Four Swords, Lord of rest from strife. Wake up, last judgment, the spirit of the primal fire and fortitude. Wake up. Hopefully, we'll see how long